VF GTSs. Now this is Series 1, it's done very few Ks, 6,000 Ks, and the car's had very little done to it. This guy is after a little bit more refined. He's not after the big camshaft and 650 rebel horsepower, try and make it go as hard as it can sort of combination. He's really after keeping it refined, but trying to make it work as well as nicely as it can. With that in mind, what we've actually done is a few mods for him. And we see the engine covers being recoloured in a form that is a bit more suited to the brakes, but that's just an aesthetic thing. It's using, as you can see, the standard air cleaner. It has a 10% pulley upgrade. With this, we're also testing to see how far that sort of stuff's going, but it's holding up fine at the moment, the standard air cleaner. The 10% pulley upgrade. It's got standard injectors, it's running standard exhaust manifolds, but it does have a full catback exhaust system. Catback exhaust system is quite different or quite individual. It's a nice system built by the guys at Manta, but we've done a fair bit of work with them to help build some custom rear mufflers to try and make it really very nice and quiet, very smooth, but still a nice, no restriction at all, and a nice sound, not the slightly choked sound or slightly hoarse sound of the standard bimodal system. This is actually a straight through, well, it's a full muffled, but no restriction, twin 3-inch exhaust system with a nice quiet sound and a nice deep V8 rumble on power, so it should be really good. I'll see if I can attach a sound clip to get an idea of what that's like. Now over here at the graph, you'll see where this actually started from. We actually had 420 horsepower at the tyres, about standard for an automatic GTS, so it was right on the money for that sort of score. We see about the 420, 430 maybe, but around the 420 for an automatic and around the 430, 440 maybe for the manual, which is about what you'd see, with the boost being restricted a little as they do in most situations, and the standard tyre doesn't actually grip up to the dyno quite as well. The normal tyre, very good on the road, but it does tend to cost a little bit of horsepower. I say that the other week we had one on with 25,000 Ks on it, and with nothing more than slightly bolder tyres, it ran quite a bit more horsepower. So it's a good clue as to one of the reasons why that horsepower appears a little low. But this is still on the same good tyres, and you can see the improvements we've got. Started from 420. Then with just the pulley and a full tune, we'd run into 495. It just saw 500 right at the top here, but the 493, 494, 490 is around the horsepower it actually ran. So good horsepower, really good increase. What he wanted to go was with the exhaust system, and like I said, I'm doing a little bit of testing rather than just doing everything, bolt it all on there and get good horsepower. We're actually doing this because of the way he wants to go through this process. We're able to do this step by step, and what we've just done is this custom exhaust system with no headers. So there's obviously, well, I suspect at least, a decent increase to go without headers, but I wasn't certain we were going to see a real increase with just the exhaust. But as you can see, we really did, quite a decent horsepower. Up in the top end here, you know, up to sort of 20 horsepower, around the 15 horsepower. And you can see right through the range, and we'll go right through around 4,000 revs, yeah, there's sort of 10 horsepower there. So it's decent horsepower. There is actually a real increase, and that makes sense of also that slight restriction sound you hear when they're on full power. So anyway, it's a nice step up, it's a lovely car. I'll see if I can attach a sound clip to this video, like I said, and it should go really well. I think we're going to have a very happy customer out of this.